So, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining right now. And the reason why I'm excited about that is that this is the first time that it's rained and it hasn't flooded out my studio. We haven't had a whole lot of rain over the past summer. There was like nothing. And then we had a few times a couple weeks ago that it rained. And last week it rained another day, and I can't weld when it's like that because it's really dangerous. But we did some waterproofing or weatherproofing on the ceiling, and I think it's finally worked. I tried a few other things, sprayed some insulation foam, and that didn't do anything. It actually kind of redirected it into a worse spot, so kind of interesting. But pretty stoked about there not being a huge puddle right where I'm standing right now. That's pretty neat. So it's interesting. Just I think a lot about what I'm doing here and what it's taken to get to this point. And if I had waited for things to be like perfectly set up and ready for me to start going, I would still be in Idaho right now, working at the job I was working at the bronze foundry, and that was a good job and everything, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So moving out back to Washington, I found I just had to get started with what I have, and it wasn't very much. I had a welder, I had this place where my dad was storing his motorcycles and some other stuff, and we moved all that stuff out and hooked up some power and started working. But we've just been kind of patching things up through, just making do with what we can. I think that's a true principle for whatever it is that you really want to do. Don't wait too long. I feel like you've got to start where you are with what you've got and then build up to it. And maybe that doesn't work for everything, but for me it's working out pretty good. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Oh, and here's my relief sculpture that I've been working on. Just takes so long. There's so many pieces. There's like hundreds of welds on here. I'll show you real quick. Once again, sorry you can't get a complete view. I'm going back as far as I can, and that's all you get. The waves are really coming together nicely though, I think. It'll look a lot better, well, when it's done, of course, but also when I get things cleaned up. Because this is just, the raw metal with all the weld marks and, the discoloration and everything. It doesn't, it looks like junk. You get some ideas of what the form is looking like. But this is closer to what it will be like. That really shiny metallic look. I like that. It's pretty nice. Yep, so there it is. It's all coming together. Just one step at a time, bit by bit. And you know what? Here's something I was thinking about today as well. When it comes to sculpting, for me, it's kind of like that saying of how do you eat an elephant? They say one bite at a time. That's the same thing with the sculptures that I'm making. It looks like nothing at first, and it can be kind of overwhelming when you think of trying to put what's in your brain together in a three-dimensional object. That's kind of an intimidating thing to deal with, but just start with one little piece at a time, and pretty soon you got a sculpture. It all just starts working together. So if you feel overwhelmed with where you're at, or with all the things that you have to do or feel like you have to do, just start one bit at a time, and eventually you'll have a completed project, or your life will be in a direction that's better for you, or everything will be better though. It's just progress. It's moving forward. You can't sit there and wait for the sculpture to put itself together. You just have to work at it, line upon line, precept upon precept. So that's all I got to share. But yeah, everything's going good. All right, bye.